Have you ever noticed how Margot Robbie always looks like she just woke up beautiful? How does she achieve that natural glow that makes you think, wow, she doesn't even look like she's wearing makeup? Or how Anne Hathaway, at 42, appears on red carpets with that I woke up like this air even after 3 children and an intense career. Well, dear friend, this isn't luck in the DNA. It's science applied with French elegance. If you want to discover how high society women achieve that I didn't try, but I'm absolutely perfect look, subscribe to the channel now, activate notifications, and hit that like button if you want to have more success being truly elegant. The truth is that upper-class women know scientific tricks that the rest of the world completely ignores. Recently, Harvard University researchers discovered something revolutionary about effortless beauty. There's literally a mathematical formula behind that je ne sais quoi we so admire in the world's most elegant women. And the most interesting part? This formula has nothing to do with money and everything to do with applied intelligence. Today, I'm going to reveal exactly what these 7 secrets are that they use discreetly. But first, I need to tell you a story that completely changed my perspective on natural beauty. I was in a work meeting last week when a colleague asked me, "Carol, did you have some procedure done? Your skin looks different." I hadn't done anything other than apply the secrets I'm going to share with you today. So, let's get straight to what matters. Secret number 1, the science of homogeneous skin, the $50 trick that replaces $5,000 treatments. Do you know why Bella Hadid was scientifically elected the most beautiful woman in the world, according to the 2025 Golden Ratio? It's not by chance, dear friend. University of London researchers conducted a fascinating study. They photographed women after a few nights of poor sleep. The result? The skin drastically lost homogeneity, meaning it became more spotted, with dark circles and an irregular appearance. Our brain biologically identifies people with homogeneous skin as more beautiful because it signals health. But here's the million-dollar trick of high society women. They never use heavy foundation. Never. They invest fortunes in preventive treatments, monthly chemical peels, $800, vitamin C from compounding pharmacies, $200, deep hydration with hyaluronic acid, $1,500. But you can achieve 80% of the same immediate results spending $50 on a super light foundation or BB cream in the exact color of your skin. The scientific secret lies in neutralizing only the tone variations, never covering the natural texture. It's like using an Instagram filter, but in real life, you continue being yourself, just the best version of yourself. The French discovered this centuries ago. They prefer 1,000 times over skin with visible pores but uniform tone, rather than artificial doll-like skin without life. There's even a Parisian saying, "Maquillage qui se voit, c'est maquillage raté." Makeup that shows is badly done makeup. And here comes a revolutionary scientific discovery. A 2024 study proved that when you apply makeup only to facial features, eyes, eyebrows, lips, even without touching the skin, people perceive your skin as more uniform and beautiful. It's like a controlled optical illusion. Your brain completes the beauty it's seeing in the features. Secret number 2, the mathematics of feminine contrast, why you're using the wrong pencil. Here comes a scientific discovery that literally changed my life. Neurological studies proved that contrast in the eye area significantly increases the perception of femininity, and consequently, women's attractiveness. This is literally why even Disney characters, Minnie, Daisy, even Ariel, have super evident eyelashes. Walt Disney knew this science decades before researchers proved it scientifically. This is called sexual dimorphism, dear friend. Characteristics that our brain identifies as typically feminine in women are automatically more attractive. Therefore, enhancing the eyes isn't vanity. It's applied biology. But here's the mistake 90% of women make. They think contrast means drama. Wrong. Upper-class women know that a well-blended chocolate brown pencil on the lower waterline and mascara applied strategically only to the tips of upper lashes create this perfect contrast without appearing artificial. And there's more. There's a scientific limit to this contrast. When you overdo it, overly voluminous false lashes, too heavy eyeliner, you leave the realm of naturalness. And, scientifically speaking, reduce attractiveness instead of increasing it. It's the same principle with lips. A little filler can look beautiful, but when you overdo it, it looks strange. Want a tip worth gold? Truly wealthy women rarely use black pencil on their eyes during the day. They use chocolate brown, which gives definition without competing with natural beauty. It's the difference between wearing a structured blazer and wearing a bulletproof vest. Both define, but one is sophisticated. Reese Witherspoon at 49 is a perfect example of this. Notice her photos. She always has this subtle definition in the eyes that enhances femininity without ever appearing heavy or artificial. It's mathematics applied with elegance. Secret number 3. The secret equation of eyebrows and why your designer is sabotaging you. I'm going to tell you something that might shock you. There's a precise mathematical formula for perfect eyebrows, and most eyebrow designers in Brazil don't know this science. The ideal eyebrow thickness should be between 1/3 and 1/5 of your eye width. Exactly that. No more, no less. Researchers measured thousands of faces and discovered that this proportion is universally harmonious. Eyebrows thicker than 1/3 look visually heavy. Thinner than 1/5 leave the face without structure. It's pure mathematics applied to beauty. But the real $1,000,000 secret isn't in the thickness. It's in the naturalized shape. This is where high society women stand out. They never make identical eyebrows, because in nature, absolutely nothing is perfectly symmetrical. A small, controlled asymmetry is exactly what gives authentic charm. There's a French woman named Violette, celebrity makeup artist in Paris, who has a revolutionary philosophy. Les sourcils sont des sœurs, pas des jumelles. Eyebrows are sisters, not identical twins. She charges €800 just to do eyebrows, and her waiting list is 2 years long. The protocol of wealthy women is always the same. They brush upward with transparent pharmacy gel, 15, and, at most, fill in missing hairs with a pencil, exactly the color of their hair. Never darker, never lighter. The result? Eyebrows that look naturally perfect, not drawn. Emma Stone is a perfect case study of this. At 36, she has eyebrows that follow exactly this mathematics. Neither too thick nor too thin, with that charming asymmetry that seems completely natural but is totally calculated. And here's a secret few people know. The point where your eyebrow begins and ends mathematically controls the perception of distance between your eyes. Eyebrows that start too far in make eyes appear close together. Too far out, they appear apart. Elegant women know exactly how to use this facial geometry to their advantage. Secret number 4. The invisible lifting technique. How to look 10 years younger without surgery. I'm going to reveal something I discovered studying photos of elegant women from the last 50 years. There's a scientific pattern in eye shape that conveys youth and vitality. Recent neurological research discovered that slightly lifted eyes, with a subtle ascending inclination, automatically convey a healthier, more youthful, and attractive air. This happens because, biologically, when we lose muscle tone in the face over time, the eyes naturally drop a little. Therefore, lifted eyes signal muscle strength and, consequently, youth and health. Our brain makes this association in milliseconds, without us consciously noticing. The $1,000,000 secret isn't Botox, dear friend. It's makeup technique applied with surgical precision, an almost imperceptible diagonal blend, lashes curled and strategically lengthened only from the middle to the tips, never at the root, and a very subtle eyeliner that suggests elevation without being obvious. Jennifer Lopez, at 55, is the master of this technique. Analyze any recent photo of her. She never has heavy shadow on the lower part of the eye, always has this almost imperceptible elevation that makes her gaze appear naturally younger and more alert. It's not an accident. It's science applied by a team of professionals who charge fortunes. But here's the trick any woman can apply. When you curl your lashes, don't curl them all uniformly. Curl more intensely the lashes of the outer third of the eye. This creates a natural elevation that literally lifts your gaze visually. And there's more. There's a French technique called regard de biche, doe eyes. You apply mascara making zigzag movements only on the tips of upper lashes, creating this effect of naturally long lashes curved upward. It's like having a natural lift that lasts all day. Scarlett Johansson, even at 40, has this eternally young gaze because she masters this technique. Her eyes always have this subtle elevation that makes you think, wow, what an expressive look, without being able to identify exactly what's different. Secret number 5, the golden code of vitality. Why your foundation is aging you. Prepare for a revelation that will completely change how you choose makeup. There's a scientific secret about pigmentation that only 1% of women know. Researchers discovered that skin with slightly yellowed pigment, with that almost imperceptible golden undertone, is universally considered healthier, younger, and more attractive. This is directly related to beta-carotene, dear friend, the vitamin present in carrots, pumpkin, papaya, mango. When you have adequate levels of this vitamin in your system, your skin naturally acquires this golden undertone that signals health and vitality. It's literally the glow of someone who eats well. But here's where most women make a grotesque mistake. They choose foundations with pink undertones or, worse, grayish ones, thinking it will lighten the skin. Fatal error. These foundations leave you looking sickly, tired, artificial. Upper-class women have known this secret for decades. They always choose foundations with golden undertones, even when very fair. I'm not talking about looking orange. I'm talking about a subtle, almost imperceptible golden tone that simulates skin nourished from within. Gisele Bündchen is the perfect example of this. At 44, she has that natural golden glow that comes from 2 decades of taking care of her nutrition. She consumes beta-carotene religiously and using makeup always with golden undertones. Never pink, never grayish, always golden. And here's a trick worth a fortune. If you don't know your skin's undertone, look at the veins in your wrist under natural light. If they appear blue or purple, you have cool undertones, but should still use golden foundation to look healthier. If they appear green, you have warm undertones. Jackpot for golden tones. There's even a secret technique that red carpet makeup artists use. They mix a microscopic drop of golden foundation with moisturizer before applying the main foundation. This creates that internal glow that makes skin appear illuminated from within. Charlize Theron, at 49, is a masterclass of this. Even being naturally very fair, she always uses foundations with this golden undertone that makes her skin appear eternally young and radiant. It's like having a natural filter applied in real life. Secret number 6, the law of single focal point, why you look overdone. I'm going to reveal the secret that separates elegant women from women who appear to be trying too hard. Truly sophisticated women never compete with themselves visually. They master a fundamental law of elegance that I call the law of single focal point. This is how the mathematics of elegance works. You strategically choose one focal point at a time. Either enhance the eyes or highlight the mouth or add color to the cheeks. Never everything together, because this completely breaks visual harmony and makes you look like a human Christmas tree. This isn't my theory, dear friend. This is science applied by stylists who charge $20,000 per day. The human brain processes beauty through visual hierarchy. When you have multiple focal points competing, the brain can't rest looking at you, and unconsciously this causes visual discomfort. High society women learned this from expensive personal stylists. If they use a more prominent lipstick, and by prominent I don't necessarily mean dark, it can be a rosy nude, but applied with precision. They keep eyes absolutely neutral and subtle cheeks. If they do more defined eyes, they use only imperceptible gloss on lips and almost transparent blush. It's the golden rule of true elegance, never overdo it. Always leave space for natural beauty to breathe. Lupita Nyong'o is a master class of this technique. Observe any public appearance of hers. When she uses impeccable red on her lips, the rest of the makeup is so subtle it looks like bare skin. When she does more dramatic eyes for awards, she uses only gloss on her lips. It's mathematically perfect, dear friend. And here's a secret very few people know. There's a hierarchy of visual impact. Lips have more power to draw attention than eyes, which have more power than cheeks. Therefore, if you want to look sophisticated without effort, always start with lips. A perfect nude already does 70% of the work. Blake Lively is another perfect example. Even at 37, after 4 children, she always applies this rule religiously. Red carpet, casual events, doesn't matter. She always has this perfect balance that makes her appear naturally stunning, never overdone. The trick is understanding that real elegance isn't about quantity of products. It's about strategic application. A truly elegant woman can use $500 in products and look more natural than another who uses $50 simply because she understands this visual mathematics. Secret number 7, the philosophy of authentic texture, the most valuable secret of all. We've reached the most important secret, which literally separates elegant women from women who just follow trends. Upper-class women never try to hide their natural skin texture. They enhance, never mask. And this difference is revolutionary. Pores, expression lines, small imperfections, tone variations, all of this aren't flaws to be corrected. They're characteristics that are part of your authenticity. The secret is working with your skin, never against it. There's a movement in French high society called la beauté imparfaite, imperfect beauty. The philosophy is simple. Artificial perfection is vulgar. Controlled authenticity is elegant. That's why you never see a French woman with heavy foundation, dramatic contouring, or skin without texture. The protocol of sophisticated women is always the same. Products that integrate with the skin instead of sitting on top of it. Liquid highlighter mixed with moisturizer, not applied pure. Cream blush that literally melts into the skin. Gloss instead of matte lipstick that dries. Everything needs to look like it was born with you. And here's a fascinating scientific discovery. Researchers found that when you try to hide your natural texture too much, the human brain unconsciously identifies this as artificial and therefore less attractive. It's like the uncanny valley of beauty. When something is almost too perfect, it becomes strange. Cate Blanchett, at 55, is the most perfect example of this philosophy. She has visible expression lines, natural pores, skin tone variations, and is considered one of the most elegant women in the world. Why? Because she enhances her natural beauty instead of trying to create an artificial version of herself. The secret is in the application. Instead of covering with foundation, she uses a very light-tinted moisturizer. Instead of heavy concealer, she uses just a tiny amount to neutralize extreme tone variations. Instead of compact powder, she uses translucent powder only on the T-zone. And there's a trick worth a fortune, the wet look technique that red carpet makeup artists use. They spray thermal water on the brush before applying any powder product. This makes the product integrate with the skin much more naturally, creating that from-within finish. Rihanna, at 37, revolutionized the beauty industry precisely with this philosophy when she created Fenty Beauty. Her brand was pioneering in creating products that work with the natural diversity of skin, not trying to standardize or correct anything. The difference is subtle but revolutionary. A woman using makeup to hide appears insecure. A woman using makeup to enhance appears confident. And confidence, dear friend, is the most elegant accessory that exists. The bonus secret, the third day technique, how wealthy women test their elegance. Before concluding, I need to share with you a secret I discovered observing truly elegant women. They have an infallible test to know if they're applying these principles correctly. It's called the third day technique. It works like this. On the first day, you get ready normally. On the second day, you reduce 20% of everything you applied on the first day. On the third day, you reduce another 20%. If on the third day you're still receiving compliments about your appearance, you've hit the formula. If people stopped noticing, it's because you were overdoing it on the first days. It's a brutal honesty test, but it works perfectly. Elegant women know that true sophistication lies in doing more with less, not in adding infinite layers of products. Why these secrets work. The science behind effortless elegance. I'm going to explain exactly why these 7 secrets are scientifically infallible. Our brain processes beauty through 3 neurological filters: health, symmetry, and familiarity. When you apply these secrets, you're working directly with these 3 filters. Homogeneous skin signals health. Correct contrast in the eyes creates facial symmetry. Natural texture generates familiarity and visual comfort. That's why it works universally, regardless of your age, face shape, or personal style. There's a fascinating study from the University of St. Andrews in Scotland that proved faces considered more attractive are exactly those that follow these patterns I taught you today. It's not opinion. It's pure neuroscience. How to implement these secrets without spending a fortune. I know you must be thinking, Carol, all this seems expensive and complicated. But the truth is exactly the opposite, dear friend. Real elegance is about making intelligent choices, not about spending a lot of money. I'll give you a practical example. You can achieve 90% of the results that wealthy women achieve spending $200 on strategic products. A foundation with correct undertone, 40. A quality brown pencil, 25. A mascara that doesn't clump, 35. A universal cream blush, 45. A hydrating gloss, 30. And a translucent powder, 25. Compare this to the $50,000 some women spend per year on aesthetic treatments trying to achieve what you can reach with technique and knowledge. The difference isn't in the money, it's in the information. The errors. Sabotaging your elegance and you don't even know it. Now I need to alert you about the 5 most common errors that prevent women from appearing elegant, even following these secrets. Error number 1. Applying foundation with hands instead of using a damp sponge. This creates that mask effect that screams, "I'm wearing makeup." Error number 2. Using too much powder in the T-zone. Completely matte skin looks artificial. You need a little natural luminosity. Error number 3. Not mixing cream products before application. Cold cream blush doesn't integrate with skin. Warm it between your fingers first. Error number 4. Applying mascara from the lash roots. This makes eyes heavy. Always start from the middle to the tips. Error number 5. Choosing colors based on what's trendy instead of what works with your skin undertone. Trends pass, elegance stays. The 7-minute morning routine that transforms any woman. Based on everything we've discussed today, I'm going to teach you exactly how to apply these secrets in a 7-minute morning routine any woman can do. Minute 1. Moisturizer with a microscopic drop of liquid highlighter. Spread evenly. Minute 2. Very light foundation or tinted moisturizer. Applied with damp sponge, only where you need to even out. Minute 3. Spot concealer only where really needed. Always 1 shade lighter than foundation. Minute 4. Brown pencil on lower waterline, well blended with finger. Minute 5. Mascara on tips of upper lashes, curling outer lashes first. Minute 6. Cream blush warmed between fingers. Applied to cheek apples and blended toward temples. Minute 7. Hydrating gloss or lipstick that matches your natural lip tone. Done. 7 minutes and you have an appearance that would take 2 hours to achieve without proper technique. What the world's most elegant women do differently. I studied hundreds of photos of women considered elegance icons, from classic French women to contemporary Americans, and discovered fascinating patterns that are never discussed in beauty magazines. First, they always respect the environment's lighting. Makeup for natural light is different from makeup for artificial light. They subtly adjust intensity based on where they'll be. Second, they know their beauty hours. Does your skin look better in the morning or afternoon? Do your eyes look more expressive with what type of light? They know exactly when they look their best and plan important events during these hours. Third, they have a beauty signature, an element that's always present, whether a specific type of blush, a particular way of applying mascara, or a lip color that became their trademark. This creates visual consistency that's part of elegance. Why some women appear naturally elegant and others don't. The truth no one wants to tell you is that elegance isn't a natural gift. It's a set of conscious micro-decisions that some women learn to make automatically. Women who appear naturally elegant simply internalized these scientific principles I taught you today. They weren't born this way. They studied, practiced, and refined until it became second nature. The difference lies in attention to imperceptible details. While most women focus on the obvious, foundation, mascara, lipstick, elegant women master the subtle, foundation undertone, mascara application technique, strategic lipstick color choice. It's like playing piano. Anyone can press the keys, but only those who understand harmony, rhythm, and technique can create music that moves people. Elegant beauty follows exactly the same principle. The transformation you can expect. If you consistently apply these 7 secrets for 30 days, I can guarantee 3 specific transformations. First, people will start asking if you changed something, if you lost weight, if you had some procedure done. They won't be able to identify exactly what's different, but they'll notice you look more beautiful. Second, you'll save time in the morning because you won't be trying to fix makeup that doesn't work. When you master the technique, everything becomes faster and more efficient. Third, your self-esteem will naturally increase because you'll be enhancing your unique beauty instead of trying to copy standards that don't work for you. The true secret of lasting elegance. We've reached the end of our conversation, but before we say goodbye, I need to leave you with the most important reflection of all. True elegance isn't about blindly following rules. It's about understanding the scientific principles behind beauty and applying them in a personalized way for you. Each woman is unique, with specific facial characteristics, her own personality, particular lifestyle. The 7 secrets I shared today are the scientific foundation, but the art lies in adapting these principles to your individual reality. Always remember, you don't need to be rich to have class. You don't need to spend fortunes to be elegant. And you definitely don't need to hide your authenticity to be beautiful. You just need to understand the rules of the game and play intelligently. Tell me in the comments, which of these 7 secrets surprised you most? Which one were you already applying without knowing there was science behind it? And most importantly, which one will you start using from today? I love reading your comments and always respond personally. Your opinion is fundamental for me to continue bringing content that really makes a difference in your life. And don't forget, if this content added value for you, if you learned something new that can transform your appearance and confidence, leave that like. It helps me a lot to continue producing quality content for elegant women like you. Until the next one, and always remember, elegance isn't an accident, it's an intelligent choice. And you, dear friend, just made the most intelligent choice possible by investing in knowledge that will last for the rest of your life. Goodbye, and may you leave here more confident, more elegant, and more powerful than when you arrived. Because that's exactly what real women do for each other. They empower each other with real and transformative knowledge. A big kiss, and until next time.